Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. The name of tonight's video is Straight Talk, and it's as straight as it's gonna get. My name is Philip Edward Alexander, and I am a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. I was born here. My father was born here. My mother was born here. And we demand our rights to be Trinidadians and Tobagonians, regardless of what the stink and dirty PNM racist cult thinks. I know an anomaly to them. I know. Because people who look like me, who have my connections, who have my abilities, use it to rob poor people, rob poor black and Indian people. That's what people who look like me do. We join force, we join gang, we join lodge, we join manufacturers association, we join Chamber of Commerce, we hang out DDI, we go on Lyman Residence and 51 Degrees. We make sure that we gang up people who look like me, people who have my abilities. So to the racist, criminal, corrupt cult that is the People's National Movement, I am the enemy, and I get that. I understand that early o'clock. The name of this video is Straight Talk for a reason. Let me talk. Because I am a citizen of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, a nation ruled by law. And I'm going to stand by that. I'm going to stand by that law. And I do not care which of the stunting PNM jackasses come at me and who they think they are. We are going to stand together and we are going to take this country back from the evil and corrupt and cancerous criminal PNM government. This PNM government, Straight Talk, it now starts. It now starts. All you know, when I start a video like this, bring out the numbers. Let them hear this. When this party was formed 17 months ago, I had to put up with the most obscene attacks against my name. Make my mother cry. Make my mother cry. My mother tell me, this not worth it, boy. This not worth it. Take care of yourself. Secure your business. Forget them. Who's the them? Who's the them? Coming back at that. You see, this fight is not a fight for rich people. This fight that I fight in is not a fight for me. I have more than enough. I could live in Canada. I could live in England. I could be happy anywhere in the world. Look at me. Look at my abilities. Listen to me speak. You could line up the entire PNM and not one of those stunting jackasses could debate me on any topic under the sun. That is not arrogance. That is fact. I have millions of written words and thousands of broadcast hours under my belt. So I want to say tonight, and I don't want to get sidetracked, when I stepped up to do this, I knew I was going to put myself in danger from all sides. You see, the country is broken and corrupt at all levels. There is no organization or institution of this state that has been spared the PNM corruption brush. Everybody who has gotten a promotion or a post or wealth in the professional class have done so at the state's expense. We've created a rich 1% in Trinidad and Tobago that 99% of the money in their pocket come from the state at the expense of everybody else. And I'm going to show you that. So you see, the PNM's last play, because you see this color orange, it's choking that son of a bitch Rowley. It's choking him every time he see orange. Every time he see orange, he want to cost more. Because they lost. They lost already and he know he lost. And the last gasp of that dying animal, the People's National Movement, is to try to paint people as racist. We got talk who racist tonight, you know, because the PNM has to answer for the condition, the plight of the grandchildren of Africa in this country. The People's National Movement has been the government, not me, not me. Without the power of the state, I have done more for more people than the entire PNM, and I stand on that, and we'll debate that too. And the media that want to play that they are gatekeepers to prevent us from being able to speak at the behest of masters paying them 30 pieces of silver will want to come down in the Gael. But as Wayne Sturge say, you're not a journalist anymore if you're engaging in politics. Come down here and take war. All you want to play games. Wrong man. I am the wrong man for this. I have had to decide to sit with my mother and say, Mom, everybody has a purpose in life. And this is mine. to free my country. My people don't know that they are enslaved. My people don't know that they're trapped and that their minds are warped and caged and they're beset on all sides. And that I have to do this, because if I don't do this, I will leave. I can't walk down the road and see this building and know the corruption that got that building rented. I mean, let's look at One Alexandra Place. The building next door to it, that I think is Habib that owned it, that rented to our next ministry. Bend that corner, Sinanan, former speaker, renting it to the judiciary. How it is that PNM people on a whole corner have 3 buildings renting to the government? How come? How is that possible? Stick a pin. We are here to talk about building. Let me talk about this country, where this country is and where it's going, because I want to tell you something. None of us going to get an easy ride, you know. If we don't lift all boats, if we don't give everybody a proper opportunity at life, this country dead. It dead. And a couple who taking all that they could, packing it away outside to bust out when you see the shit hit the fan in Trinidad and Tobago. When the Progressive Empowerment Party said the solution to Trinidad and Tobago is to undo and redo, we weren't kidding. This is why I read the Constitution of the Republic to you all the time. Every chance that I get to go on the radio, every chance I get to go anywhere, I quote the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, because it is to that we must return. All of the decent, good, law-abiding, hard-working people in every endeavor in Trinidad and Tobago are frustrated if they do not become corrupt. You have 2 choices. Advance beyond where you are now, or become corrupt and you will get to the top. So what about the people who can't be corrupt? What about the people who don't want their legacy to be corrupt? What about the people who do not want, when they are on their deathbed, looking back at their life and saying, this cannot be what it was for? When we started this 17 months ago, they assassinated my character. They attacked me in the worst ways. I still train in a gym with John DeGans. Naim Mustafa, the owner of Kamos Muffler, and John DeGans, the owner of Rockland and DeGans, together their names get inferred in a document the PNM put out assassinating my character. Every day John must make sure that he acknowledges that he and I are friends. Naim Mustafa called me on the phone. He said, we have a problem here. You want me to deal with them? I have lawyers for this. I said, Naim, this will blow over. And they still, to this day, every now and then, a stunting PNM jackass will find a list and come and say, look, he do all of this. You know what? It blew over. So the next step, a one-man party. As a one-man party, and people piling on. People piling on. Some of the biggest, brightest minds in the country piling on. Because the people who are not corrupt and who want a better Trinidad and Tobago and who have been waiting to get involved in a party that could do it, see me, not as the biggest, brightest tool in the shed, you know, but as a man with belly, backbone, and balls, that I am willing to stand up against anybody. I had to make a decision. The first credible threat against my life was provided to me. The information was provided to me by the Drug Enforcement Agency of the United States of America. Not Trinidad Law Enforcement. Not Trinidad Law Enforcement. The Drug Enforcement Agency of the United States of America. One of their agents sent me information to say, your life is in danger. Money has been paid. They told me the amount. They told me the location. They told me the license number of the vehicle that the person drove to pay the money to kill me. That was the first credible threat against my life. You ever stop cold? Something ever happened in your life to stop you cold? That stopped me cold. I didn't know where to turn. In that minute, Philip Edward Alexander didn't know what was the next step. Where do I go? What do I do? Do I continue going forward? Do I apologize to the entire bandit clan in Trinidad and Tobago and say, Phil, you're going to be a good boy now. Sorry, I apologize. Take back your money. I had to decide. In my panic, the party was 2 months old. I resigned from politics. I said, I'm I'm done. I said it publicly. I told the media, I'm done. And they celebrated. They celebrated Philip was done. And for 2 days, I was done. Because it was more important to me that I stay alive. And for 2 days, I was done. I wouldn't take calls from members of the Progressive Empowerment Party, the party that I had formed. I wouldn't take calls. I was summoned to a meeting that Saturday, and I went. And no, actually there was a meeting. Every Saturday there was a meeting, and this Saturday, packed house, and I'm not there. And I'm getting call after call and message after message, WhatsApp after WhatsApp, and the people are upset. And they are making noise on Stanmore Avenue because this is unacceptable. So I go. And I go, and I sit, and I listen to these people. And I will never forget that meeting. And I told them, we have no money. There is no way to secure me. If I go forward in politics, it is at risk to my life. Straight up. And I have to decide. I had to have that conversation with family and tell them, every man is born for something. I have a remarkable amount of skill sets that were made for what I do. I cannot be corrupt. I cannot be in a political party, warm a seat in the parliament, take a cushy ministry or two, earn plenty money, buy fancy cars and pips girls in area, because I'm not made for that. I am made to maximize my potential, and I swear to you, that's what drives me. When they ask you what drives you, my potential drives me. My ability drives me. I don't know what drives anybody else. Look, tonight, Friday night, it is 10 o'clock. I just pick up my parents from a gospel show in Queens Hall, drop them home to race here and do this video. Because this video is important. This video is important to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. There are people who see me, that don't know me, walking straight past me, cool and calm as ever. Good evening, Mr. Alexander. Please keep up the good work. They miss a step. They miss a step. They miss a step. I asked a little girl from Fairways, who jumped on this racist bandwagon that these stinking, dirty PLM people trying to put on me. And she said, I don't like you at all. Her fathers work with me. And I had to ask her, I said, babe, have you ever had to sit in casualty with one of your two babies in your lap, burning up from fever, watching an iron gate, hoping for a miracle that somebody open that gate and come and attend to your child because you have nowhere else to turn? You are one of the masses that have nothing. You have less than nothing. You are one of the people that those who have a little something just look down on with scorn and shame in this country. Poverty in this country is not just hell, it's shame too. And you're sitting down there because God knows your child, and you're sitting down there with your child and the fever burning and the doctor don't come in time. And by the time they finally attend to this child, it's brain damaged. Your child. Your child. How would you feel? I look at how you born in Fairways. You grew up in Fairways. You will never know what it feels to sit holding a burning up child, watching a wrought iron gate, pleading with all the gods, open that gate. I know. They call me every day. I get these stories every single day. People know. They know. There's only one person in this country, not pissing them off, the level of people that are publicly endorsing the Progressive Empowerment Party now. They are piling on, and they are coming out and they are saying, and the PNM sycophants and the UNC sycophants, they're dwindling in number. You could see when they come on these people's walls to talk their shit, normally people are afraid to say, I am done with the PNM and I'm done with the UNC, because the onslaught that comes at you When you say that and the onslaught is dwindling and the masses are standing up in my defense, in our defense, in their defense, and it is pissing these mocking pretenders off. It is pissing them off. The second credible threat, I made a report to the police station. Diego Martin, 4 Roads Police Station. It took me about 45 minutes. Give him all the information, he asked me all the questions. Nobody ever contacted me, ever. Not to see if I'm alive, not to see if I'm dead. Nobody from the 4 Roads Police Station or the Triangle Police Service ever called to say, don't worry, you're safe. Are you alive? Are you okay? This is what we got from our investigation. Nothing. And every single day that I get up and I go about my business, I do it with an awareness that I live in a country where Selwyn Richardson, who was a minister of national security, was murdered in cold blood, in broad daylight, in this country, and nobody was ever brought to justice. I am doing it aware that they pull. You see, only watch my video today. When that Jeep pulled me off and them fellas jump out in plain clothes with machine guns, I thought for a minute, between Westmore and Guardian Life Towers, this is where it ends. This is where it ends. You can't run from a bullet. You can't run from bullets. I'm not calling no shit on myself. You watch the live video today, and I have a dash cam. What my live video didn't catch, my dash cam have. And out of on the right side, that vehicle just pulled in front of me, and doors open, and men with machine guns came out. And I thought this was it. Because that's how Dana Sitahal died. That is how Dana Sitahal died. And it's the minute, in that minute split, time stopped, seconds became years in that minute. I watched the shirt, I watched the man, I watched his muscle move below his shirt, I watched the gun in his hand, his finger on the trigger, I'm watching the next Jeep come in, and I'm watching them waiting to see one turn on me. I wanted to see what the bullet leaving the gun looks like. They went the other way. And in that minute, I realized, not today, Satan. And I stood my ground there. People ask me, how you do that so calm? I do that so calm. I was driving down the road a couple months ago. A man in a 3-ton truck run me off the road, jump out his van, run at my van. I had to reverse and fly up a street. I didn't know what that was about. I do it knowing that I am hyper aware of where I am at all times. I am not saying any of this for anybody and their sympathy. That's not what I am saying this for. I'm saying this to make a point. The name of this video is Straight Talk, and I'm sending a message to keep Christopher Rowley and his minions and all the people who handling him behind the scenes. All of you, I want you to hear me say these words. That when I said I will stand against you, I did so in the full knowledge that 5,000 people have been murdered in this country and there has been no justice for them. And I did it knowing that there are at least 30,000 illegal guns in this country. I did it knowing that there are black X-Trails that are licensed to public officials that have been named in the disappearance of people. I do it with the full understanding that I am putting myself at risk for my country. I do it every day. I stand against you without fear, and I do it without retreat. I come at you mercilessly. I expose the stunting, hateful, deceitful, cancerous, racist cult that is the People's National Movement from the minute I wake up in the morning till I fall asleep at night. I have put my entire self into this, and I will not stop until the PNM is history. or higher. My commitment is complete. I am resolute in this. And I understand the PNM is a racist cult. I watched John Prince of the Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago shut down a Calypsonian song, Rowley Mother Count, for no reason other than it upset a PNM Prime Minister. I watched police lock up Lil Riyadh for 4 days for not saying anything everybody else does say. And everybody else does think. Lock him up and couldn't find a law under which to lock him up. I know I live in that Trinidad and Tobago, but I have given myself to this cause. And I want them to know. I want every Syrian that is behind the PNM to know that if I dare doing this, Trinidad will watch all you stink. Understand me. This is the same thing. I ain't Dana Sita Hall. This is a movement of a large cross-section of people of Trinidad and Tobago. And when you touch me or you touch any of us, you touch all of us. Understand that. It is time for the people of Trinidad and Tobago to stand together against the racist, cancerous, corrupt cult that is the People's National Movement. When they tell you trillions of dollars have been stolen in this country, who you think thief it? Them little black boys in Beaton, in La Puerta, in Richmond, Belmont, Embacadere, Enterprise, Gonzales. Where you think that money going? And you think they thieving corned beef funds? You think they thieving macaroni money? When money missed in this country, where you think it gone? We have a Petrotrin. I don't want to get all too confused. But a report was laid in this country that if the people really paid attention to it, there would be riots in the street. That even if oil, which could never cross $70 again, and I was conservatively estimating $70, so you could imagine my surprise. Even if oil hit $110 a barrel, we will never finish pay for the money that Malcolm Jones, may he rot for all eternity, Malcolm Jones and the band of PNM bandits that raided and plundered this country in the name of Petrotrin. We will never finish pay that debt. And to add insult to injury, there is a 1% company in this country that has proposed to the government transfer the debt to the state so that they could acquire the assets. In other words, they are going to buy the profitable portion of Petrotrin, leaving the billions of dollars in debt that Malcolm Jones and Patrick Manning, may he rot and burn for all eternity. That stinking son of a bitch, Patrick Manning. That Malcolm Jones and Patrick Manning and the rest of the PNM cancerous, murderous, corrupt cult have stolen from this country. We will never finish pay for Petrotrin. It is happening now right before your very eyes in the Galleon Passage. The Galleon Passage is scrap metal. This son of a bitch, Keith Rowley, and his bandits, Colin Imbert and Rohan Sinanan. Watch them. Watch what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago, and you will understand why the media has to come at Philip Alexander unrelentingly. This little son of a bitch, Kijan Haynes, told Trinidad and Tobago without fear that they blocked Philip Alexander, that was a TV6 policy. You could imagine that? You could imagine that you are living in a country where the media, acting on instructions from others, blocked a political party's voice? Could you imagine if Michaela's hug-up stunt in Gaston Court had no media? Would it have any impact on the country today? The Progressive Empowerment Party has had 18 well-attended meetings, about 50 Saturday meetings, 2 public protests, and the media has stayed away. We've had a public launch of our candidates at Pigot's Corner, and they stayed away despite being invited and it being election season. The media has decided that for whatever pieces of silver they get, it trumps your right to know. So our media is Judas. Judas. And I want to give them a chance. But I can't. Because fact in evidence does not lie. Fact in evidence doesn't lie. We have to fight and dig in 1 inch by 1 inch to get anything. Otto Carrington came down to Independence Square Christmas morning and filmed us giving out food to the homeless, as we do and have done every year for 2 decades. Otto Carrington, and when he finished filming, he asked for an interview with me. I said, Otto, it doesn't make sense, because to interview me, it is not going to run. Otto said, no man, it will run. I made sure my people videotaped Otto Carrington interviewing me. And the whole night, and for the next 2 nights, is jackass Terence Dialsing kissing babies in every hospital. But us feeding the dying homeless, the mass of black poverty living behind the cathedral, that you don't see. That you won't see unless it benefits somebody's stunt. If you live in a country where a man can have 4 ministries and be a member of parliament and draw a salary for everything, and there be nobody for you to complain to, nobody for you to raise an alarm with, if you suspect that your government is a criminal enterprise in bed with corrupt zealots in the business community and the professional class raiding this nation, the only way you will know what these sons of bitches have done over the past 56 years is to elect the Progressive Empowerment Party to office. And if you do, the moment you do, we are inviting foreign partners to assist us with our internal and external security. We have to end the gang culture, remove the 30,000 plus illegal guns, secure and shut down this nation's borders, and make it safe for you and for us. Because these same bandits have no problem taking money and have you take it out. Because Dana wasn't assassinated by the Tooth Fairy. Neither was Selwyn Richardson. The Tooth Fairy didn't come for him. Bugs Bunny didn't launch that attack. You live in a country where you cannot trust your government, where they are taking action in the parliament. Faris Al-Rawi is writing another law to further erode basic civil liberties and human rights. And he wants the Commissioner of Police to answer to the Attorney General, a Commissioner of Police that is beholden to the government. Because as long as the PNM and the UNC play their stunts and they're using poor Gary Griffith, and Gary Griffith can't have an ounce of brain in his head to see that they're using his stunting ass so that he could go on Hema show and Fazir show and defend their bullshit. As long as they could pretend, hand KPMG some money. You read some resumes. As long as they could pretend and corrupt the very system they put in place for the appointment of a Commissioner of Police, a Commissioner of Police will never be appointed. 183 other countries in the world can appoint a Commissioner of Police. But in Trinidad and Tobago, here, it is rocket science, because this is not a real country. Because in this country, we have a president with no power. And we have a Chief Justice who gone on vacation for the rest of his life. In this country, the parliament that is supposed to be self-correcting is governed by a Speaker of the House who is now in contempt of the House of Representatives, and there is nobody that I could report her to, because she is giving continuous leaves of absence to a brain-dead member of parliament who will never be able to represent the people of his constituency ever again. Ever again. Maxi Coffee may not be dead, but he is very close to it. And I am saying to Trinidad and Tobago, whoever he is, and if you want to have pity on him, fine. But it shouldn't be at the expense of the electorate of La Hoqueta, Talparo. And it shouldn't confound, corrupt the parliament. The Speaker of the House owes this nation an explanation. And there is nobody I could report her to. I have to put myself in danger. I am in multiples of lawsuits to shut me up. I am sitting in front of judges, and the judges are asking, what is this case for? What is the purpose of this? I just have to fight an injunction. And the judge had to say, but I don't see the need for it, the urgency. We are in a country when nothing works. You have to understand, you are laboring under the misconception that if the shit hit the fan by you, that there is somebody that you could call. In a nation where you can't trust nobody, in no public office, we have to undo and redo Trinidad and Tobago, or all of we have to get out and leave it to them. They're not stopping. We have to stand together. You have to understand, some of us are going to lose our lives. We have to take that as a risk. That these people who are benefiting billions of dollars are not going to give it up easily. The People's National Movement has made a mockery of this democracy. The Parliament has gathered together to write laws that have broken more laws. Section 34 should have resulted in everybody who was involved in that charged for treason. The Parliament was hijacked. That was a coup d'etat inside the Parliament to write a law to free men wanted from a previous administration for theft. That their co-conspirators and partners in crime went to jail in America. That America told Trinidad, send them to we will address it for you. And Trinidad blocked that. We live in a country that criminal. We live in a country that corrupt. This is a conversation we have to have. And we have to clear a space for the real patriots, the real thinkers, the real people who could make a real contribution to build a real country. When the Union Jack came down, we were supposed to build a real country, but we didn't. Eric Williams decided then that he will be Black Massa and he will put black people in their place. It took a march by black people in something called the Black Power Uprising in Trinidad and Tobago 8 years after Eric's freedom reign. Bullshit. That gave black people a little bit of something in this country. The PNM that want to paint me as racist, I will fight you in every court in this land. And I am committed to this course of action now. And I will expose the media connection to government. And I will expose, and I want this to reach inside a court. Because every single journalist who is in an intimate romantic relationship with any member of government right now have to come on that stand. Because we have to expose the entire corrupt, cancerous bullshit masquerading as a nation. We do not have a real country. It don't even try to pretend to be one anymore. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, are sitting down. Andrew, I read that, everybody have my back, but true talk is, I have my own back. True talk is, Andrew, people don't understand. People don't understand. People ask me, why am I angry? Why isn't everybody angry? You know why you're not angry right now? Because you have gas in your car and you have food in your kitchen, but God help you. The day something interrupt your cash flow. Because then you will realize, and a lot of people, they message me, you know, when the wolf reached their door. Phil, don't put me on blast, eh? Don't put me on blast, eh, Phil? But you was right, and I'm wrong, and I'm sorry, and I want to help. But boy, Phil, we're in trouble. We're losing everything. We're losing everything. I can't get the US to put the inventory on the shelf. The mall closed me down. I'm looking for an end somewhere, but now I can't pay a mortgage. I can't pay the mortgage on the house. Everything tied up with that. I'm in trouble, Phil. I'm in trouble. And what do I tell them? You know how many people have to say, I am not in government. I cannot help you. There's a woman living in Cocorate. She know my name. She know me. She used to cash in Peaks. She don't cash there anymore, but she find my call card and she call me. She say, Mr. Philip, I'm in trouble and I need a home. I'm in trouble and I need a home. And she black. She from Cocorate, where you can't even think about putting up a candidate for anybody but PNM. And there's a PNM government in office now. How could she be in trouble? How? We're spending $1 billion a week. How could she be in trouble? We have thousands of halfway finished HDC houses that whole way paid for. Contractors get all their money. Or they hear any contractors complaining. The country is broken and mad. Keita Chandler stand up in the PP office. That video got 150,000 and viral. 150,000 views. She said, we're mad. We have to be mad. For us to continue to accept this, we painting each other with brush. We calling all Syrian 1%. All Syrian is not 1%, and there are people in the 1% who are not Syrian. We have to stop disrespecting it ourselves. We have to stop getting chained up. We can't be talking black politics and Indian politics and Chinese politics. We have to be talking Trinidad and Tobago politics. We have to come together as one people, because I want to tell you something, race politics ain't helped nobody at no point in our history, At no time has race politics worked for us, Race politics chase people out of this country. I am watching the people as they join the video, and every other one is somebody that based outside of Trinidad and Tobago, that it just couldn't work. I have told you all enough stories about enough people that in Trinidad and Tobago was sufferation and catch-ass. Stark is not the only sufferer I know. I know plenty white sufferers and Chinese sufferers and Syrian sufferers who had to bust it from Trinidad and Tobago and make something of themselves. This is a broken, mad country. Everything is corruption. Nothing works. Everything is broken. If you cannot say that, if you cannot stand together and say, we have to fix it, then what's the point? What's the point? What's the point? Belmont East, the media, the little phalanx of media interviewed the PNM candidate for Belmont and asked her, what are the needs of the people of Belmont? And she said, garbage collection is a nightmare. It doesn't work. And the media didn't as one turn to Stuart Young, Minister of Everything, Rowley's ride or die, standing right there, and say, Stuarty boy, you're in government 3 years now. You've spent $180 billion. You've been, the PNM has been in control of this regional corporation, municipal corporation, this little sector of local government. You all have been in control of this for the past 30 years. How is it possible that you've not been able to pick up garbage on time? And why would this version of the PNM face be able to do what the last 20 couldn't? Is it that the PNM, of which this municipal corporation is spawned, is it that you all don't understand how to pick up garbage? Or is it that you all have contempt for the people of Belmont East? Is it that you all couldn't give a shit about the people of Belmont East if rats breed in the garbage and go and piss in their yard, and the children walk in the piss and get leptospirosis and end up sitting down in a casualty department that can't deal with them and dead? Is it that you don't care, Stuart? Is it that you do not care, or that you do not know how to run a country? Is it that the municipal corporation that is PNM, that come from the belly of the entire Balize beast, that you are the PRO and 4 ministers and an MP of, you are the member of parliament for these people. You are standing here with the replacement for the last guy who failed at picking up garbage, Stuart Young. Why would anybody vote for the PNM other than race? Is that why there is a Belmont Terrace capping the constituency, the district? Is it that this HDC voter padding gerrymandering that the PNM has done for 56 years is all that keep you all in power? Is it that you all place people specific in locations to keep voting you or they lose their HDC house? Is that it? Is that it? Stuart Young? Stuart Young, do you have an ounce of shame? Stuart Young, we have the same friends. We move in the same circles. Do you have a shred of integrity? Stuart Young, when you look at your mother and your father and your stepchildren, I don't think you have any real children of your own, but you've been raising Maria's children. When you look at them and they look back at you, what do you think they see? What? When you look at Rowley and Rowley looks at you, do you all feel like co-conspirators in a criminal enterprise? Stuart Young, have you ever sat in a meeting of the PNM or the government or the cabinet or God forbid the parliament and have ever heard that the well-being of the citizens is the reason for the parliament? That the well-being of the citizens is the reason for the government? That the well-being of the citizens is the reason for the cabinet? That the well-being of the citizens is the reason you, Stuart, have all those jobs? That the garbage collection and the security and the safety of the people and affordable food and the ability to own a home, not with no strings attached, proper jobs, career opportunities, public health, an education system that leaves none of our children functionally literately behind? Do you understand that those are the things that govern the fact that we have a parliament, a government, and a cabinet? Stuart Young, because if you do and you sit in the same room with Anthony Garcia and do not hear a single plan for how they are going to rescue the nation's children from the madness that is the Eric Williams junior senior secondary system, then you, Stuart Young, have no decency, no integrity, and no redeeming facts whatsoever. And it is this reason why, I hope that there is a God of justice in heaven. And I hope, Stuart Young, that you get to hold your head and ball in your lifetime. I hope, Stuart Young, that a God of justice does you what you and your government do 1.4 million people every day. Stuart Young, I hope you get to feel pain in this lifetime like all the people in Belmont tonight. I hope you, Stuart Young, feel the tears, hear the cries of all the mothers and all the children whose sons and daddies have died in this mad war, in this broken nation, being run by a corrupt and cancerous cult of a government. You, Stuart Young, you who would have stamped for Gregory Farrar and Ronnie Moses and David Thompson and the rest of the people you just move around with, Brian Joseph and them just want to defend you, but you are indefensible. You are a stunting jackass. You are a self-seeker, a self-server, and a selfish son of a bitch. And I wish you everything that you deserve. I wish you never escape justice.
Tell me what the fight is for. What they're killing for. We don't need no just make the good decisions. You don't need anyone, the only need is God. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man, so sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people. I'm wicked and evil, oh. So sit down, rock back. Bring my luck for a walk. You cool down evil. If it is just my people, then fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, still burn no matter what.
To the entire PNM corrupt, cancerous cult, tonight I draw a line in the sand. I have taken on these lawsuits to learn court, to learn it. By the second lawsuit, I was understandable enough to be guided enough. But we will go forward. I will go through everything that we have to go through in this country, and we will stand for the people. And I believe, I credibly believe that this is for a purpose. I believe that me and the Progressive Empowerment Party, we are here to serve a purpose. I spoke to people this week, a room full of people wanting to talk to me and to understand why I say some of the things I say. And after that meeting, it was hugs and kisses and confirmation that you're with me because you understand. And listen, I don't have to do this. This is a journey of love. This is my country. I started this video saying that my father born here, my mother born here, and we have a right to a better country. I deserve better. My family deserve better. We insist on it. According to the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, we have rights. And if the rights are not being met by the government, we will drag the government before the courts. And if the courts don't do the job, we will involve the Privy Council. The people of this country have rights. All of us deserve better. Every single one of us. Every single Trinbagonian in this country deserve protection against unreasonable rulings of the state. We deserve protection against strong arming by law. We deserve protection against the failure of Parliament, government and cabinet. We deserve protection against a media gone wild, a media gone rogue. We deserve protection, and we will only get that protection if we stand together as one people under one flag. And I commit myself to tonight. I commit myself to that. Come what may, we're going forward.
cutting your roads and giving potholes. If they are the reason why the economy won't sprout, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out. If it is the passing laws that them alone can flout,
When you're voting, vote them out. Listen, at late, tomorrow is this curricue, so we're up from early in the morning. And I apologize for all the late night live videos. I am going to make sure that by next week we're back at 8 o'clock so that everybody could get their video in time. Tonight's video was important and it needed to be said. And let them never say at the end of the journey that there were no patriots in Trinidad and Tobago willing to stand up for justice, for equality. Never let them be able to say, when they ask, where were you when Trinidad was dying? You must be able to say, we stood in her defense. We stood for Trinidad and Tobago. I am fed up of the sycophants and the trolls. I have no interest in them anymore. I have none whatsoever. But a matter is about to unfold and we will take the entire media. They will answer for their crimes. We must go forward as a people. Tomorrow we at 19 Stanmore Avenue from 11 o'clock. Those of you, we sold about 1,000 rotis. So those of you who have bought your rotis, come and collect. Come and collect. Tomorrow we're there at 19 Stanmore Avenue from 11 o'clock. We lime in. Come and lime with us. We're building a political movement, but we're building a family too. We must make sure that after we win and we fix things, we can celebrate and live together as one. Let them never say that we didn't try. Let them never say that we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, stood idly by while those who were romping, plundering and pillaging got away with murder. We must stand together, one people under one flag. And let it be known and let it be said that anybody who wants to come at us now, come prepared to back up what it is you have to say, because we have committed to a course of action. The Progressive Empowerment Party stands for all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. To my brothers and sisters in Laventille, to my brothers and sisters in Morva, Beetham, Sealots, I am not as black as you. My mother's father half black. Somebody tell me that not black enough, I take that. But to the people, my brothers and sisters of Patna and River Estate and Bagatelle and Factory Road, to my brothers and sisters of Covine and Mason and La Puerta, to my brothers and sisters of Sanganga, to my brothers and sisters of Abipuja, Big Yard and Scorpion, to my brothers and sisters of Waterhole and Harding Place and Cocorit, to my brothers and sisters in Belmont and Gonzales, all of you, and all the other people in Trinidad and Tobago who are suffering beneath the legacy of the PNM and the UNC. Stand firm, stand tall, stand together. The time of the patriot is now. The time to rescue this country is now. Look around. See the people who are piling on, who are endorsing this party. Do like them. Join our movement. Join our ranks. Join the rescue for your country. We will undo and redo. I pledge this to Trinidad and Tobago. Our legislative agenda, the first line will say, repeal everything called Imbert and Faris Al-Rawi pass as law. That is our first step. All the millions they spent to pass those laws, repeal them all that property tax bullshit, all this $5,000 penalty for sticker bullshit, these greedy, disgusting sons of bitches who don't know how to run a country, so they're trying to finance it from in your pocket, pauperizing you to keep you dependent on the state. That must done. That must come to an end. All of these $10,000, $5,000, $6,000 fines, we will clean up the police service, and law-abiding, regular, patriotic policemen and women will keep the peace in this country. We will show you how easy it is to make Trinidad and Tobago a paradise on earth, you know. The PNM and the UNC have worked together and tag team us into misery. It is time to undo and redo that. It is time to undo and redo and reboot this republic. We must repeal every single law that Faris Al-Rawi put his dirty hands on. We must repeal every fine, every tax, Everything that Colm Imbert put, that criminal gargoyle, we must undo and redo a better Trinidad and Tobago. We must bring in real patriotic lawyers who love this country to help us write a purposeful legal agenda that protects everybody and like a rising tide lifts all boats. We pledge to use the power of the state, the financial power of the state, to ensure that everybody who wants a job could have a job, that everybody who has a job could own a home. We pledge this. We go forward together. Ignore the trolls and the sycophants. They are a dying breed. Last gasp of a dying animal. Forget the racist cult that is the PNM. We go forward together as one people under one flag. Tomorrow we will see you in Stanmore Avenue for the curricule. Come and join us. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.